scorecards. Bell sounds. Minute break for both Rodriguez and for Kickett.
He's opening up now for you, buddy. Have a drink.
After 5 rounds, it's easy to say William Kickett is in a class of his own. At this point in time, anyway, he is dominating every aspect of this contest. And the toughest sport there is. No teammates to look around to, no automatic physical inspiration. It comes from within. A lot of water in both corners. Referee has to be careful here because both the red and the blue corner absolutely saturated over the sponsorship signage. Ball up him. Well, nothing's changed. 10-9 for Kickett, 50-45. Oh, three-punch combination that shook the taste out of Rodriguez's mouth. And Kickett was tagged in the middle of that. In fact, he's been tagged twice as they go to war.
And see, Willie doesn't need to do that. He doesn't need to trade.
He needs to be quicker, slicker. And he is quicker and slicker as Willie Kickett.
That was Rodriguez's best work so far in this fight.
Undeniably.
He landed a couple of good body shots the previous round, but that was the best heavy punches. But Willie allowed him to by staying in there, trading.
And Kickett trying to catch Rodriguez when the Argentinian is moving forward.
We saw in that replay before in the previous round that how hard it is to tag him as he just ways back out of the way, moves that head, puts the shoulder, twists the shoulder forward.
Touch Rodriguez.
I don't think Willie liked taking those punches. I think he's ramped up his own output a little bit here with his punching power.
Went down to the rib cage there, William Kickett, feigned with the right over the top and lunged with the left to the body. Showing nice variation in his shots and in his game plan. And he is that talented. The variation comes naturally, as most things do to this young man.
Rodriguez just can't get off. When Willie's on his bike moving, it's just too hard to hit.
Big night of boxing here on the New South Wales Central Coast. We've gone the distance in our previous 5 fights. Will this one follow suit? Or are we headed for an early stoppage? And if so, will it be William Kickett?
Well, Rodriguez has done some good things in this round. He had that early start. I don't know that he's won the round, but you'd have to think about it.
Only very briefly for mine.
Well, I think
I know what you're trying to do, and you're being nice, and in his game, he's tough.
You just don't want to assume that Willie's winning these rounds. We've still got to judge them round by round.
10 seconds, boys. 10 seconds.
Final 10 seconds of... Oh, Kickett with the right hand! What a right hand it was from William Kickett. He jumped on the gas, is the motorsport analogy, with 10 seconds remaining, and threw a beautiful right.
Let's fight first. Let's fight first, eh? We've got to fight, drink more money, big swallow of water. Big swallow, yeah? Big swallow.
Plenty of support for William Kickett. The crew's come over from WA, enjoying their time here in Sydney. And this is where their young man got tagged a couple of times. left hand over the top from Rodriguez.
There was probably only one or two punches that really got through in that exchange. That was a beautiful right hand.
As we move into round number 7, we're scheduled for 10. Does Willie Kickett want to go home early? Or is he content to see out the rounds? 60-54 the scorecard from Paul Upham. And very few could argue, I would imagine. The Argentinian corner know they are in trouble over there. Give Rodriguez full credit, coming out to fight William Kickett in his first trip out of Argentina. And he's been tough. He's shown plenty. He is just in with one of the best young prospects in boxing in 2008.
Once Willie gets into a groove, he's really hard to tie down. See, Rodriguez had a little bit of success last round, but he's still not coming forward.
When he came forward early stages of that last round, he was effective, but he was also walking into some big shots from William Kickett.
I think he's still running that right hand at the end of the last round.
He looks well put together, so the 10 rounds isn't going to be an issue as he continues to creep forward. What he is doing, Paul, he is making William Kickett work and work very hard.
And that's what Willie needs at this stage of his career. He needs a good, fast 10 rounds. Because as he starts fighting better fighters, they're going to put more pressure on him. And I think effective pressure is the way that you need to try and combat the speed and movement of William Kickett. Having said that, it's not easy. I think Gary Sinclair did a fairly good job of doing it. But we know Gary Sinclair, former world champion, world-class fighter.
Yeah.
I know Gary believes, and his fans and his supporters believe he won the fight.
I'd like to see those two go again. I don't know if it's possible because there's feeling there. And I don't know financially if it's what both camps are pursuing. But I think the evenness of the contest alone was enough to warrant a rematch.
Well, Willie Kickett's looking at Billy Dibb. Is Billy Dibb looking at Willie Kickett?
I understand that's not going to happen, not for some time. Funny things happen in boxing, though.
Oh, I'd like to see that rivalry build up a little bit longer. It was like Mundine Green. We didn't have to rush in and have it straight away.
10 seconds, boys, 10 seconds.
Final 10 seconds of the round, a sneaker. A left-hander from William Kickett. Another dominant round. Finishes with a solid right hand, and that is the end of round number 7, and the mountain just keeps on getting bigger for our visitor, Vicente Martin Rodriguez.
That was a beautiful fight you did. That was a beautiful fight you did, alright? Big body fighting like Chris, yeah? Body fighting. And move to the right.
Take a few deep breaths. Come on, get a heart here.
Combinations together, mate.
And for you NRL fans, looking forward to seeing the replay of tonight's 2 games. The NRL replays will commence immediately following this broadcast. What a night of NRL it is too, and you can see every tackle and every try uninterrupted on the replay on Fox Sports. It is the Sharks and the Roosters, and the Broncos and the Titans. 2 good local derbies.
Nothing like Super Saturday too, Andy, for an NRL fan.
Big Super Saturday tomorrow with a live double-header from ANZ Stadium. It is at Homebush now. I have to think of the sponsor. It is the Tigers and the Eagles, the Bulldogs and the Eels, and our nightcap at 9:20 on Fox Sports 2 tomorrow night is the Newcastle Knights playing host to the North Queensland Cowboys.
Well, Rodriguez didn't really manage to do too much in that last round. I think he was suffering from that right hand of the end of the previous round. He's just a little bit reluctant to come forward because he's getting countered whenever he does.
Every time he comes forward, he is on the end of William Kickett's glove. Round 8. And 2 minutes remain in the round. Kickett just on the back foot here, moving into a southpaw stance or a left-handed stance. Now back to right hand where you use your left as your establishing shot.
And that movement's really putting Rodriguez off from coming forward with more authority.
I think William Kickett's intensity as the game dropped again, and people have been critical or questioned that in the past. And I think he is able to coast so easily and so naturally. Come to the jungle. The Mansfield Tavern in Brisbane for the Australian Junior Welterweight title in a fight I cannot wait for. Chris McCullen and John Cottrell Jr., Nathan Briggs and Colin Wilson, the big heavyweights are on. For all the information, go to aceboxingpromotions.com. You can watch it live on Fox Sports too. Nice from Kickett, good defensive, evasive skills and slick offensive skills. And he keeps changing the question, doesn't he, William Kickett? Just when Rodriguez thinks he may have an answer, William Kickett, he changes the question.
Willie Kickett does things you just can't teach.
Agreed.
Seconds down, B52, round number 9.
The penultimate round about to start. Just 6 minutes work remaining for these two young men. And it looked like in round number 2 it was potentially another early night for William Kickett. That hasn't been the case. And at just 21 years of age and with only 57 rounds of boxing prior to tonight, it's a very constructive and beneficial time in the ring.
We forget sometimes how early Willie's career is. And having said everything we've said about him tonight, it only takes 10 seconds to get caught and hurt, and it just throws everything out the window. He's still got to win this fight. He can't take it too easy.
Punch away out there, punch away out. Punch away out.
Time for our referee Les Fear to step in here. He's asked them to punch out. That's not going to happen.
A little rest there on the inside for both men.
Yeah.
It's been a very good pace for this fight.
It has been a good pace, Paul.
You can't criticise that at all. They haven't just stayed on the outside and not worked.
Currently the second-rated lightweight in Australia, William Kickett. That's deceptive, and rated 29 by the WBC at Super Fly or Junior Light. That will continue to rise. Big scalp here tonight as far as taking that obvious and logical next step.
Well, look, fighting local opponents is not going to do anything to help Willie Kickett's career now, and you've got to credit the promoters and Fox Sports for making this fight, bringing an Argentine opponent over, a credible one at that. It can only help Willie Kickett's career.
Yep, to everyone involved, congratulations, because this is one of those moments for William Kickett that he will look back on fondly as a very good stepping stone in his career. It will shoot him up the world rankings. It won't be a top 10 spot, still far from it. But certainly an improvement on where he stands at the moment.
be interesting to see where else Craig Christian takes Willie overseas.
Indonesia has to be the obvious choice, doesn't it, with Chris John?
Well, also Japan. Japan's been a target for Chris John as well. There's some big offers of fights over there, and with Chris John training with Willie Kickett together, they make a tremendous duo. And for Willie to having fighting on the world title undercards, it's so much experience. That's only going to just help his career develop even faster than it already has.
10 seconds remain in round number 9. Just one more round of work before these two can call it a night. And another first-class performance at this rate from William Kickett. I think it's a complete shutout.
I agree.
We've seen some strange decisions tonight. We've seen some strange decisions over the course of the years in the world of boxing. Not tonight. You won't see it. This is Cool Willie in action. And he is cool in every sense of the word. He's got his new sponsor here tonight, B52 Energy Drink. Their motto is, it'll knock your socks off. Well, if the B52 does it, Willie Kickett certainly will.
With combinations, all right? Coming on the
Ladies and gentlemen, time to take you into instant access round number 10.
This is the 10th and final round here in our main event. William Kickett in the black and white trunks up against one of Argentina's pride and joys in Vicente Martin Rodriguez. Rodriguez has handled himself very well tonight. He's just been outclassed, outpunched. Time has been called. Ice out of the ring. And far too much water.
We mentioned Anthony Mundine, Andy, and I noted this week that Lovemore do come out and challenge the man to a fight at middleweight.
At middleweight. Well, Lovemore has challenged almost everyone on the domestic scene at some time or another.
And he's made a lot of those fights because of the challenges.
Yeah. Yes, I don't see that happening anytime soon or any time after that.
Now back to tonight, I don't think Willie Kickett's performance has been oversold. There was a lot of hype about him coming into this fight, and I think he's shown what was promised.
Without being spectacular, without that one punch that you want to see, that a lot of people want to see. I think this performance from William Kickett is going to be a performance he will look back on proudly. And I think the learning curve.
And we might get a late knockout, Andy.
The rounds are invaluable. There's 57 rounds coming into tonight. Increase that up to 67 after 10 or 12 professional fights. Excellent.
If you're watching Willie Kickett for the first time tonight, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think you go away and think, well, this fighter is not a myth. He can go into bigger fights internationally.
If you're not a boxing fan, this, we believe, and many believe in Australia, in fact the majority, is a future world champion being born in the sport. Just his 12th professional fight after a successful but not glorious amateur career.
Well, I think he's one name you can definitely follow to a world title. Names like, as we mentioned, Dib, he's already got the IBO world title. Lenny Zapovigna, let's not forget, with Lenny. Daniel Gill's got the IBO middleweight world title. Willie Kickett's going to have you would expect a world title shot at some stage. The question is, Andy, how soon? Does Craig Christian risk him this year, or do we give him another 12 months?
My personal opinion is another 12 months. That's just me. I don't have anything to do with the management or control of William Kickett, but I'd like to see him brought on slowly. He is only 21 years of age.
I suppose the real question is world champions, are they going to want to fight him when they see him?
Good point. It might not be as easy to secure as they would like or we would like to see as the bell sounds. And that is it. 10 rounds. Congratulations to William Kickett. And congratulations also to Vicente Martin Rodriguez, who has done Argentina proud here tonight. And I don't want to overstate that, but he's handled himself in a very positive manner, very sportsmanlike, came here to fight. Make no mistake about it, he's a tough young boy. Well done. William Kickett with a big smile on the face. This is the reason why. What about that upper body movement? Punching shadows. And 2 belts. The IBF and WBO youth titles going to be wrapped around the waist of William Kickett, who is going to go on to 12 fights, 12 wins. You can't do any more. Interesting to see what the judges score this one, whether it is a complete shutout as we expect, 100 to 90. 10 rounds and 10-9 each round. And we are getting the official scorecards handed to Rick Powell now. So let's go to our third man in the ring for the announcement.
Thank you, Andy. Ladies and gentlemen, time now to bring these 2 fighters into centre ring for the judges' decision. Ladies and gentlemen, Brad Griffiths scores the bout 100 to 90. Judge Mark Murphy scores the bout 99 to 91. And Judge Sess Perkins scores the bout 99 to 91. Your winner by unanimous decision from the blue corner, Cool Willie Kickett. He is the new WBO and IBF Asia Pacific Youth Super Featherweight Champion.
And congratulations to Cool Willie Kickett. Getting emotional, what a night it has been for Willie Kickett, who continues on his road to gold. 2 more belts. Let's take a look at what we've seen here tonight on the New South Wales Central Coast, and it started at junior lightweight. Robert Abbott defeated Stuart Edds. It was a unanimous points decision at junior lightweight. Craig Park is the new New South Wales junior middleweight champion, defeating Robert Toomey, majority points decision. Brendan Batty and Kane Buckley did battle for a New South Wales title as well. Majority points decision there in favour of Brendan Batty. We got down to the business end of the night, and Robert Medley was too good for Lee Ottey, and Stephen Wills defeated Junmar Dulog, again majority points, that one, for the Australian lightweight title. In our main event, William Kickett, almost a complete shutout over Argentinian superstar Vicente Martin Rodriguez, and William Kickett continues on his winning ways. 12 fights now, 12 wins. Next time we will see you on Big Time Boxing in a fortnight's time. Angelo DiCarlo in conjunction with Fox Sports. The Australian Junior Welterweight title is the main event. Chris McCullen and John Cottrell Jr. An undercard that includes Nathan Briggs up against Colin Wilson from the Mansfield Tavern in Brisbane. That's Friday, September 5, live at 7:30 Eastern on Fox Sports 1. What a night it has been here on the New South Wales Central Coast. We haven't seen you for a while on Big Time Boxing, but it was certainly well worth the wait. We came into tonight with so much promise, so much hope, many suggesting it was the most evenly matched card they had seen domestically in quite some time. Well, the 6 fights, they lived up to the hype, they lived up to the expectation. We went to the judges' scorecards 6 times in 6 fights. It's been our pleasure. On behalf of the whole Fox crew, it's good night from Wyong.